What if I told you that the secret to transforming your life isn't massive goals, insane willpower, or even more motivation? It's tiny, almost invisible habits. James Clear, author of the best-selling book Atomic Habits, says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." And today, I'm breaking down the entire book into 10 minutes so you can start building habits that actually stick. We all want to change. Maybe you want to get fit, save money, learn a new skill, or finally stop procrastinating. But here's the problem. Goals sound good, but they don't change who you are. What changes you are your habits. The small actions you repeat every single day. Think about it. If you improved by just 1% each day, you'd be 37 times better in a year. That's the power of atomic habits. Tiny changes that compound into massive results. So let's break down the big ideas from the book into 4 parts. Why small habits matter more than big goals. The 4 laws of behavior change. The science of building and breaking habits. The power of identity, how to become the type of person you want to be. Practical strategies you can apply today. Part 1. Why small habits matter. Imagine 2 airplanes leaving the same airport. One shifts its nose by just 3 degrees south. Over thousands of miles, that tiny change means one plane lands in New York and the other ends up in Washington, D.C. That's the power of small shifts. You barely notice them at first, but over time, they completely change your destination. Clear calls this the compound effect of habits. Good habits compound positively. Reading 10 pages a day makes you smarter. Saving $1 a day builds wealth. Exercising for 15 minutes daily makes you healthier. Bad habits compound negatively. Smoking 1 cigarette, skipping workouts, scrolling endlessly. None ruin you instantly, but they pile up. The lesson? Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. Part 2. The 4 laws of behavior change. Clear boils habit building down into a simple framework. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Let's break it down. 1. Make it obvious habits. Thrive on cues. The little signals in your environment that trigger behavior. Want to read more? Leave a book on your pillow? Want to exercise? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Clear calls this habit stacking. Link a new habit to an existing one. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss 1 tooth. Or after I make coffee, I'll write 1 sentence. The key: design your environment so good, habits are obvious and bad ones are invisible. 2. Make it attractive. We repeat habits because they're rewarding, so make good habits irresistible. Pair something you need to do with something you want to do. A method called temptation bundling. Example: only watch Netflix while folding laundry, or only listen to your favorite podcast while going for a run. On the flip side, make bad habits unattractive. If you want to quit smoking, focus on how disgusting it smells, not how cool it looks. 3. Make it easy. The easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. Don't start with, "I'll run 5 miles every day." Start with putting on your running shoes. Clear calls this the 2-minute rule. Scale any habit down to 2 minutes or less. Instead of, "I'll meditate for 20 minutes," say, "I'll breathe deeply for 2 minutes." Instead of, "I'll write a novel," say, "I'll write 1 sentence." And here's the secret. Once you start, momentum carries you forward. 4. Make it satisfying habits. Stick when they feel rewarding. The brain craves instant gratification, so give it a quick win. Track your progress with a habit tracker, or reward yourself after completing the habit. For example, if you save money, watch the numbers grow. If you exercise, check off the box. That sense of accomplishment reinforces the habit loop. The key is, make good habits immediately satisfying and bad habits immediately painful. Part 3. Identity-based habits. Here's where atomic habits gets deep. Most people focus on outcomes. I want to lose 20 pounds. Others focus on processes. I'll go to the gym 3 times a week. But the most powerful level is identity. I am a healthy person. Why? Because every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. If you run, you're voting for being a runner. If you write daily, you're voting for being a writer. It's not about achieving a goal, it's about becoming the kind of person who naturally lives that way. Instead of saying, I'm trying to quit smoking, say, I'm not a smoker. That subtle shift changes everything. Part 4. Practical Strategies. Let's wrap up with some actionable tips you can use today. Habit stacking. Attach new habits to old ones. Example, Esnyar, after pouring my morning coffee, I'll write down one thing I'm grateful for. 2-minute rule. Start so small it feels silly. If you want to read, commit to 1 page. If you want to exercise, commit to 2 push-ups. Environment design. Shape your surroundings. Keep healthy snacks visible, hide the junk food. Put your phone in another room if you want to focus. Track your habits. Use a calendar or app to mark off progress. Don't break the chain. Focus on systems, not goals. Goals are the results you want. Systems are the processes that get you there. Winners and losers have the same goals. The difference is who builds better systems. Conclusion. So here's the big takeaway. Tiny habits may not seem like much today, but they're shaping your future self with every repetition. Success is not about radical change. It's about consistent systems. As James Clear puts it, every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What tiny habit are you starting today?